Country.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Big G Country. On today's program, we're going to have a very special young lady, very talented, multi-talented young lady named Kelli Trottier. Now, Kelli's well known here in North America for her fiddle playing, her voice, and her step dancing. And she's going to be telling you all about the various parts of her career. And she is an amazing young lady, let me just say that. So I'm excited to have her on today's program. Today's edition of Big G Country is brought to you by our friends at Rideau Acres Campgrounds in Kingston, Ontario. And we thank them very much for the participation of Big G Country. So if you'd like to get in touch with us, just go to biggg@biggcountry.ca. That's BIGG at biggcountry.ca. And we'll try and get the person you'd love to see here on the program. So let's get started. Kelli, it's good to have you here on Big G Country.
Nice to be here.
Now, you and I, we've been friends and acquaintances for a long time. And people in this part of Canada, in Eastern Canada, matter of fact, in other parts of Canada know you well, but worldwide, tell us a little bit about Kelli Trottier. You are a triple threat, my dear. You are a phenomenal fiddle player. You have angelic voice, and what a step dancer. So when did this all start for you?
Well, I grew up in the Ottawa Valley in my first few years of life, I guess till I was 7, and that's when I first learned how to step dance. And then along with step dancing comes the fiddle. And my dad's a fiddler, my mom's a piano player, and so we always danced to fiddlers. And so when I was 9, I was, I guess, bugging mom and dad enough to get me a fiddle that they finally agreed. So I've been playing fiddle since I was 9. And then our family performed for years at local fairs, old age homes, retirement homes, or whatever they call them now. I don't know what the common term is. So we did, strawberry socials and that sort of thing, and dances. And so we were always performing as a family. And then when I moved to Kingston to go to school, I started playing in some country bands, and then played with the Bobby Lalone band and people like Wayne Rostad over the years. So I had some great influences in my musical life. So, and then I don't know when and how it sort of kicked off into my own sort of career. I guess when I was, I don't even know, Gary, when that happened or how that happened.
Well, I know how popular you are. And not only do you perform, but what a teacher. And you go to like fiddle camps and tell us about those. I mean, a lot of young people, I guess, are now being influenced by you.
Yeah, I love to teach. So that's, and thank goodness I do, because that's been my only work since most of this year. And the last many years. But I do teach at quite a few camps across the country, and I've done a few in the States as well. And a lot of young players, which is great to see, but a lot of retired people and middle-aged people. So you see, at any camp, you could find a 7-year-old and a 75-year-old or an 80-year-old and everything in between. So it's really nice to see those different age groups come together for the love of the instrument.
Now, from a professional point of view and an entertainment point of view for you, you also I travel with a pretty high-profile step dance, and what do you call it? It's like river dance, right?
Kind of like river dance, but fiddles. Yes. So it was called Bowfire, and I was with them for 9 years, and we traveled extensively throughout North America, but also into Taiwan and China and Germany. And wow. So we had great touring during that time, and so there were 9 or 10 fiddlers, violinists and fiddlers, 5 of each to be exact, assembled across the stage, and we all had our different fortes and our different genres that we excelled in. And so it was bringing all of the different styles of music together in one show. And I was one of 3 featured step dancers as well. And then I was asked if I would sing in the show. So I was the only singer in the show. So it was quite an experience.
So there you go. The triple threat I talked about right there. You know, I got to tell you, Kelly, the production people in your show, they asked me to audition for that show, but I got kicked out for using my hands.
Oh yeah, that happens. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Pretty lame joke. pretty lame joke. Anyway, now, okay, so we call it Celtic, right? Celtic music, and but on your albums you perform country songs as well. And for a time, you mentioned that you did travel with a country band, and I must admit you were pretty good at it. I really enjoyed that. Which do you prefer, and how do you balance your schedule doing that?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd say when I'm playing fiddle, I prefer a lot of the Celtic stuff when I'm just playing straight up, fiddle tunes, Celtic tunes. I love some swing stuff. I love the French Canadian fiddle music. But then I love playing backup fiddle in a country band. First, I think I enjoy singing more of the country stuff rather than the Celtic. And then I was thrown into a gig one time with an organist at a church, and I thought, I was trying to think of common material, and we had nothing except for Bye Bye Blackbird. So I thought, well, I'm familiar with that. So I sang it. I like this style. So I kind of just pick for I like and hope that, because I want to enjoy every bit of what I do. So I think if I enjoy what I'm doing, it'll come across and other people can enjoy it.
So how would people who are watching this and listening on podcast, how would they get in touch with Kelli Trottier Music?
Kelli Trottier Music. Well, I've got a website, kellitrottier.com. And it's Kelly with an I, KelliTrottier.com. And people can book me through that website. I also have CDs. I've got, 10 different recordings, independent recordings, a few fiddle books of my own original music, and a step dance DVD, an instructional step dance DVD, which is Ottawa Valley style step dancing, which is quite uniquely Canadian. So there's a lot of stuff to be found there, and a lot of videos as well. And I think I don't know if you're showing any of those today, but there's some clips to.
Okay, have you got your fiddle handy there?
I happen to have my fiddle very handy here. Yes.
All right. Why don't you? We hope that our sound technician at this Zoom scenario will work for us. But how about playing a little tune and tell us a little bit about it?
Okay, I'll play a tune that I wrote several years ago. It's on one of my recordings. It's a tune called Calvinish, and I guess maybe it's a blend of the different fiddle styles that have influenced me. I don't know where my tunes come from, but anyway, this is called Calvinish. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Just maybe I should stand up and do a little step dance.
Very entertaining.
On second thought, I think I'll just stay here.
Okay, here we go.
Yay! Woo! Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kelli. It's always a pleasure once again to talk to you and to interview you and to follow your career. And we wish you all the well. We're going to put up on our screen how to get in touch with you and, of course, all your information. But ladies and gentlemen, Kelli Trottier, thank you for being on Big G Country.
Thanks so much, Gary. Nice to see you again. Take care.
Kelli, thank you for being on Big G Country today. You are a multi-talented young lady. Big G Country is brought to you by Rideau Acres Campgrounds. This edition of Big G Country is brought to you by Rideau Acres Campgrounds, a family campground that's been owned locally in southeastern Ontario since 1971. Rideau Acres is just 10 minutes from downtown Kingston, Ontario, a historic city in southeastern Ontario, right on Lake Ontario and the Thousand Islands. You can swim in their outdoor pool or you can spend a day at the lake. Rideau Acres has excellent fishing, boating rentals, horseshoes, frisbee, golf, mini putt, and basketball. All the activities, including a scenic hiking or walking trails for your enjoyment. And they're situated right on the UNESCO World Heritage Site known as the Rideau Canal. Don't forget, full banquet facilities are also available for weddings, banquets, and meetings, and there's always lots to do at the friendly confines of Rideau Acres, better known to us locally as the Gated Community. Thanks for sponsoring this edition of Big G Country. Thanks for watching another edition of Big G Country. Hope you enjoyed it today, and don't forget to share us with your friends. Tell them all about Big G Country. You can get in touch with us at BIGG, that's Big G, at biggcountry.ca. And maybe we could have someone on the program you'd love to see. We'll see you again next time here on Big G Country. This edition of Big G Country has been brought to you by Rideau Acres Campgrounds. Thanks for tuning in.
Big G Country.